should you visit the London Eye. Here's your host, the lovely Londoner. Oi oi, here's me quick review of the London Eye. Mostly fun, if you like views.
The history.
The London Eye was built as part of the UK's celebrations for the arbitrary point in time known as the Millennium. Let's be blunt, the UK's record in this area was not great. The Millennium Bridge opened 2 years late because it wobbled too much, and the Millennium Dome was a bit of a national embarrassment until they turned it into a music venue and a place where you can watch a comedian tell jokes from such a distance that it has less intimacy than if you were watching it on TV at home. The Eye though was different, probably because the government had little to do with it. Two young architects, Julia Barfield and David Marks, had the notion for a giant Ferris wheel and entered it into contests for ideas to mark the year 2000. They didn't win, but they said that and did it anyway. Lovely. Long story short, they got the backing they needed from British Airways and they acquired permission from a local council and they started putting their dream together on the South Bank. I remember this stage myself, and when I tell young'uns about how they built this giant thing, they don't believe me. You might think they bolted it together downriver and rolled it up the Thames like a sort of giant paddle steamer, but nah. They genuinely constructed it horizontally across the water, floating bits of it along the river as and when they were needed. Then, when it was ready, it was gradually pulled into position by enormous cranes. The pictures of it look mad, like it's about to topple into the drink and send a sheet of water crashing against the H's of P. Anyway, the Eye has been a spectacular success. With 3 million visitors per year, it's the UK's most popular attraction, topping Buckhouse, the Old Rock Circle and the M&M store. Now, the South Bank has always been a place of culture, thanks to the British Film Institute, the Festival Hall and the National Theatre. But the truth is, back in 2000 there wasn't much on the South Bank. No real bars, no restaurants, nothing. Not only has the Eye been popular, it's also brought the place alive, with eateries, booze and street performers putting a smile on people's faces. Although it's now an iconic landmark, it was supposed to be taken down years ago, but there'd be outrage if it was, so it's staying up, presumably until it either falls to bits or comes loose from its moorings and rolls down the South Bank, killing us all in a path of awful destruction. But is it worth a ride or not? Let's find out in the next bit.
The experience.
Do yourself a favour and book in advance to save time and at least a bit of cash for what you have to say is a load of readies for a slow spin on a vertical merry-go-round. Even though you have a ticket and a time though, you will have to queue, unless you think you're better than everyone else and pay extra to go in a VIP lane like you're Elton John or some bollocks. But as you can see, most people realise it's not worth the extra cash. The queue lasted 22 minutes for us, so it's not intolerable. But you are forced to pose for a picture at one point, whether you want to or not. It's green screen, meaning they'll add the capsule background later, which is mad, seeing as you're just about to get on the real bloody thing. The wheel turns at around 0.9 kilometres an hour, and while it will stop turning for those who need it, generally it just keeps going, so when it's your turn, don't hang about, just get on. Probably your fellow travellers will rush for the seats. Knows why? Once we get going, everyone jumps up to see the views, so if you do want a seat, play it cool and bide your time. It has to be said the views are pretty incredible. You can see it all. The Benjamin, Pointy Joe, Paulie's Gaff, Skinny Pete, the hospital where me lad was born, and on a really clear day, the Eiffel Tower. Here are some stats if you like stats. I can take them or leave them, but whatever. The wheel is 135 metres high with a diameter of 120 metres. It has 32 capsules. It's had over 85 million visitors and it can take up to 1,600 passengers per hour. If you're at all nervous, it might help you to know that every capsule has emergency supplies of water, blankets, glucose tablets and commodes. So if you do get stuck for ages, you can take a dump. Although it'll be in front of about 18 strangers and you will absolutely stink the capsule out because those windows do not open. Trust me, someone farted in our one and I almost passed out. Yeah, alright with me. There have been thousands of marriage proposals on the Eye, but I imagine most people might take a rain check if there's a bloke in the corner emptying his bowels into an emergency potty. Good thing too, It'll give the asker more time to think of doing it somewhere less cliche. The revolution takes about 25 minutes, but let me give you the precise narrative of the journey, because here's the thing, right? How long can you look at a nice view for? Even a panoramic one? Really? I went to the Taj Mahal once, and once you've had a look at it from a couple of angles and tried to do the comedy photo and failed, there's not much to it. In the end, it's a very pretty monument with a diverting story behind it. After 20 minutes, you're ready to move on, and in that sense, the eye is arguably 3 or 4 minutes too long for the average human. Here's how the ride goes. There's fluttery excitement at the start, and then a proper sense of anticipation as it reaches the zenith. But after that, everything feels like a bit of a disappointment. Going down ain't as exciting as going up, and the views aren't really any different. Inevitably, boredom creeps in. That's the time you'll want the seat. The last couple of minutes, when you're low down and can't see much, really drag. And then you get off. The end.
The summary.
Okay, here's some quick reviews from me mates Baz, Gaz, Faz and Felicity. The London Eye. Mostly fun, if you like views. But should you go? Well, if you like your fairground rides to be quite leisurely paced and much bigger than usual, and you enjoy a bird's eye view and want to boast to acquaintances about having been on an iconic thing, then yes. But if being really high up, witnessing a cliched marriage proposal, or being a bit bored for around 3 minutes is the stuff of your nightmares, then no. Do something else instead. Them's me views. Make of them what you will.
The logistics.
The London Eye is on London South Bank. Nearest stations are Waterloo and Embankment. Or if you want to goggle at Big Ben, get off at Westminster, sightsee the H's of P, cross the bridge and get to the Eye that way. It's easy to find. It's a fucking big wheel. You can't miss it. Adult tickets are 39 squid on the day, which is a bloody liberty for a 25-minute ride that's only really good for about half that time. If you can book 2 weeks in advance, the price usually falls to a still eye-watering 29 squid, but it is at least a saving of about 25%. Yeah, I can do maths. I'm the total package, like Lex Luger. On the other hand, if money is no object and you hate sharing things with normal people, you can hire a whole pod for 850 squid. Daylight robbery that, but you do you. The lovely Londoners' top tip is multi-attraction passes. Sightseeing's expensive. So, if you want to do the Eye plus 1 or more of these attractions, Madame Tussauds, Sea Life Aquarium, River Cruise, Shrek Experience, London Dungeon, Big Bus Tour, then look at the offers on the London Eye website. A 5 attraction pass saves about 70%. And this is not just for visiting tourists packing in the sights, because while you have to book a slot for your lead attraction, say the Eye itself, then you have 90 days to visit the rest. That works out at 12 squid per attraction, and frankly, it's a total bargain. Even if I'd rather visit the bloody Emirates, scum! Sorry. Than yawn through Madame Tussauds. There, done. Thanks awfully for watching. You really are rather wonderful. Double L appreciates your support, but please do like and subscribe. It's only polite. Oi, Cartwright, Pim's a clock, innit? Quite right, sir. Here you go. Lovely.